What myself and many other gamers already expected and assumed was essentially confirmed last week, being that CD Projekt Red would be bringing Cyberpunk 2077 to E3 2018 with an updated listing on the official E3 directory stating that CD Projekt Red will be there with an RPG for PS4, Xbox One and PC. While it isn't specified exactly what this RPG is, we have no reason to believe that it isn't Cyberpunk, considering it is the only game that the core CD Projekt Red team is working on to our knowledge. And earlier this year, the official Twitter account for the title became active for the first time in a substantial period of time, with the now infamous beep message. Unless there is some super crazy, super secret project the developer has been working on, which doesn't really make any sense, Cyberpunk 2077 will certainly be at E3 in just over a month's time. Honestly, it is kind of strange the directory didn't just specify that it will be Cyberpunk, since it was already pretty obvious it would be present at the show. So I guess there is the smallest possibility it could be something new, but I seriously doubt it. Nonetheless, it is now incredibly safe to say that we will finally be seeing more of the game for the first time since 2013 very soon, which excites me greatly. So, what exactly will we see from Cyberpunk at E3? I am of the mind that there will be a long-awaited second cinematic trailer that will show off exactly what the story will be about and explain more about the setting, world and characters, since the original trailer only really gave us a rough idea of the game's aesthetic and little else. I do expect that we will hear about some of the gameplay mechanics and the potential character creation system, most likely from a member of the team on stage, but I don't think the title will be playable on the show floor, nor do I believe we will see gameplay at all. I would absolutely love to see gameplay, whether it be through a demo or simply incorporated into a trailer, but unfortunately I'm just not convinced that is going to happen. Many of us are already excited to merely see the game at all, so I don't know if there's any need for them to show gameplay early. I don't know if that would really be beneficial to CD Projekt Red at all, as keeping gameplay from us will only generate more excitement in the future leading up to release. I hope I'm wrong. As a matter of fact, I would love to be wrong. I guess it just comes down to when the game will actually come out. If I had to guess, I would predict Cyberpunk 2077 will release in 2020. I think the notion of it coming our way this year is a far too hopeful one, as there is absolutely nothing to indicate that the final product will be ready anytime soon. As you might be able to tell, I am very much keeping my expectations at bay when it comes to anything to do with this game. At E3 itself, many would be disappointed if we got no word on the release date, however, so I think the trailer will end revealing a 2019 release window. But it is fair to assume that an RPG of this scale will probably suffer a delay at some point, meaning down the line I can see it getting pushed back into 2020. In regards to on what stage this hypothetical trailer would be unveiled on, it realistically could go to either Microsoft or Sony. The game itself will obviously be cross-platform, and there is no established precedent as to which briefing it will be a part of, because Cyberpunk is an entirely new IP for CD Projekt Red. There is, however, a precedent present for the studio themselves at E3, as historically, CD Projekt Red have shown off past projects at the Xbox conferences. This can be seen with the reveal of Gwent becoming a standalone game in 2016, and the developer showing off The Witcher 3 in 2013 and 2014 respectively. So it would make sense, given the history with CD Projekt Red at E3, that Cyberpunk 2077 will be at Microsoft's showcase, which would likely give a huge boost to that conference overall, but the game really could show up at either of the two companies' E3 conferences, which is very exciting because that means I'll be on the edge of my seat just waiting for that CD Projekt Red logo that could show up on screen at any given moment. I get hyped for E3 every year, but now that I know for sure we will be seeing a lot more of CD Projekt Red's next project, my excitement has only grown. Let's just keep our expectations in check, because the last thing I want to see is a large portion of the gaming community disappointed with what we see. But hey, CD Projekt Red has yet to let me down. This has been SirCazz, farewell.